Hello, one and all. This is Luckless Lovelocks, and welcome back to our third Cultist Simulator run. So our third cult. One of you in the comment section mentioned that what happened at the end of the last one, so what happened to Luckless Lovelocks Jr., was a bit of a bug in the game, and should have restarted as we should have restarted as a physician. So I am going to consider this Luckless Lovelocks III that we're playing as now. And Luckless Lovelocks Jr. died last time. So I've renamed it, and there's something I should mention about this game. The save file for the game, which I read on the Steam community, was posted by the developer. The save file is in free text, so you can go in and you can edit things. And I just edited a couple of things for my save file. The name that we're using now, and the name of the previous game, so that if it comes up in this game, it'll be Luckless Lovelocks Jr., which makes sense, because I had renamed the person that actually died to Luckless Lovelocks III. So it'll make sense in terms of the continuity of the games that we've played so far. But you can go in there and you can edit things, and they even suggested if you're struggling with like some of the grindier parts, like making money, or maybe like putting together, getting your skills going, like just to start out, because if you play this game a few times, you could probably find it a bit grindy at the beginning. You can go in there and you can add stuff and take stuff away if you want to make it more difficult to, or whatever you want to. And they encourage people to do that. So you can look it up and find out where the save file is, and it's in free text, and you can change it if you want to. But that's all I edited. I didn't edit anything else. So without further ado, let's begin as our bright young thing, Luckless Lovelocks III. And we started with this and that. One dabbles with writing and one dabbles with painting, but one lives, above all, in the certainty of one's allowance. Aspect sheer good fortune, how lucky I have been. And of course, this is our job, apparently, so I don't know what that's gonna mean. And we start with 1 health. That's good. Let's try it out. What does it say when I plop it in there? A golden day of occasional work. Possibly I'll get something done today. What is it that will get done? I'm really curious to see how this is going to play out. It's all going swimmingly, although Papa's health is not improving. We got 2 funds, okay. World of possibilities. Some ripping sorts are introducing me to some ripping sorts of places. So that's explore, right? So we're getting that earlier on. What happens if we work again? Possibly I'll get something done today again. Well, let's give it a shot. It's 30 seconds this time instead of 10. If I ever have trouble deciding how to spend my money, the good people at these spots can certainly be of assistance. Okay, so we get the club. The Ecdysis Club. I don't know how to really pronounce that. Ecdysis Club? Ecdysis? Cabaret with an occult reputation. So we've seen that before. And Oriflamme's Auction House. This is very different from how we started out last time. Let's pop these over here. I'm gonna try to keep the way that I organize things consistent. Now I could go spending some funds to try to find some stuff at the auction house. I don't know how much help going to the club is going to be this early on. And yeah, aside from that, we could explore using our health, but I don't want to use up our health in that way. That doesn't make much sense. What does it say? Oh, right, hireling. Can't send a hireling. Okay. Should we try the auction house? We perch on alarming Reitveld chairs in a windowless auction room with vividly burnt orange walls, waiting for the auctioneer to announce what he's offering. The reek of new paint makes the brain spin. Well, I guess we might as well. We don't have much else to do. A crowd of pinched faces, glinting eyes. Who will bid? The item at auction is visible on the right. It is a collection of essays. If the mind is a blade, this is a whetstone. I don't know, like, we don't have... Time isn't passing for us yet. What does this say? I don't know if it's worth us spending our money on that right now. This is all, like, really foreign to me. Let's wait to see what happens. It's all going swimmingly again. We just get 2 gold every time. We literally don't... I mean, maybe it's random. We've just been getting lucky. We could also choose to use our health to do unskilled labor, but why would we do that? Well, we've got this. Okay, so then if we have nothing else to spend our money on, let's do this. Let's just get a bunch of stuff. The auctioneer makes a note of my name and signals one of the attendants. I have my prize. I hope it's worth it. And then we could also, I guess, spend our money at the club. The entrance is lost beneath soft drapes of crimson, cinnabar, and incarnadine. Above the door, the club motto. Into night's circle we fly until the fire enjoys us. The drinks, the songs, the light, the arching walls, the smoke blue haze, the press and sway of clothed and unclothed flesh. That gets us contentment. Notice it says lantern and heart. These have to spawn something else eventually, right? Ah. Ghastly news. Papa is dead. No one will tell me exactly how, but the estate is an estate. Oh, I see the play on words there. That's good. My allowance is tied up in probate and so forth. One can only hope it's resolved before the bills come due. Time, regrettably, is now passing. I don't know if I should have squandered my money, but I mean, that's appropriate, isn't it? Contentment's not very useful right now. Guess we could always try to sell the collection of essays if we wanted to. But let's wait to see what happens. We should be getting a healthy inheritance from Luckless Lovelocks Jr., I wonder? We did have a fair amount of money when we passed. I mean, relative to what I'm normally used to. Whoa, 22. Oh, okay, okay. A bit more. The business of the will has been settled, but Papa's business affairs have been eaten up with debts, like a woodworm. No one seems to know exactly what he spent the money on, but the solicitor is sending me some papers, apparently. I'll take that. Thank you very much. And, wow. 3 health. But we have to use our health to explore or work. But we got these puzzling papers. I am to receive papers found among Papa's belongings, which might perhaps shed some sort of light on where exactly the hell all the money is gone. Very cool. I love it that it's totally different. Well, I don't know if I want to You know what? I haven't really done this, so let's give it a shot. Although we could search the city instead. But what are we gonna find? I think we know at least I've only ever found 4 locations, but maybe it's different with Bright Young Thing. I don't know. Let's try doing the labor. Although we can't bring it back, right? The health. Maybe we need to wait till we can dream before doing that. Let's let it play out. There it is. I have received the papers, poor papa, page after page after page of desperate scrawl on an invisible house and the colors of sleep and the invisible gods behind the world. What do you know? The more I read, the more it not makes sense. It doesn't make sense, but it does hang together, and here is Papa's diary. A ciphered diary. This details a growing obsession with an individual by the name of Luckless Lovelocks Jr. So our father was obsessed with Luckless Lovelocks Jr. Maybe he wasn't our real father. It's just a text. I guess we need to study it. Papa's diary. It's a catalog of obsessions, but perhaps it will make some sort of sense of recent events. And we're dreaming the house without walls. The dream begins. Papa spoke of them, and he said that his father, before him, had been so troubled. Something in our blood, a biting melancholy that kills the soul. Well, we've got plenty of money, so let's let this play out. Summoning a stranger. I've contacted the individual named in this troubling document. I have little reason to believe they will be able to enlighten me on the nature of what went before, but perhaps they can help with what is to come. So we contacted Luckless Lovelocks Jr. and... Isn't he dead? The name of Luckless Lovelocks Jr. appears again and again in these pages. They were a locus for impossibility, a fount of the future, one who has cut the eye. And on the last page, there is a correspondence address and a name. Got our first reason. And a red secret. Some words are spelt correctly only when the proper ink is used. Aspect Grail. Hunger, lust, the drowning waters. The principle of the Grail honors both the birth and the feast. Oh, I didn't take it. So our first lore also. Not much point studying it right now. So if we use reason, we should be able to get the job, right? The bookkeeping job. Or we can study reason and get our second reason before we start doing that. I think we should do that. The world is awash with printed words. Even the newspapers contain knowledge. Sometimes. This is so intriguing. I love that it's different but familiar. Do we want to do any searching? I don't think so. No working. I want to see how these play out. Bleak thoughts, dark days. I must be careful not to let doubts creep in. We didn't have any dread. It just sucked. It just came with it. It's a shame. House That Walls says, I dream of a shriveling light, a sun that crisps snow but does not melt it. When I wake, my room is always cold. And we got our passion. And a chilly atmosphere. That's an influence, right? Yeah. Aspect winter. A peculiar chill lingers in my rooms. A second-order influence apparent to the perceptive, instantly recognizable to an adept. Read this a few times. This can be used in some rites to summon minions. Now. We could go down the road. With a red secret. Right, because I think we use a lore with it. Don't want to use health for that. Let's do that. Stream about passion with the red secret. So if we got this we got this like desire last time, right? This is one of like this is the beginning of one of the victory conditions that we started last time. We decided to switch. Oh shoot, what can I do with this? This is something that we'd use in to get followers, or as in painting we can use it, I believe. For now, I'm not sure how useful it is. Pleasant day. Just gone. Oh, we got the contentment. Right. I'm gonna, you know what? I don't use this spot very often since I use the top right for like all the bad stuff. I can use the top left for all the good stuff like contentment. Ah. My new acquaintance speaks authoritatively of Papa. He knew he was dying. He had hoped to taste unknown pleasures before his end. Pleasures denied to healthy society. My new acquaintance suggests that I might finish what he began. That if I do so, I might save myself from the despair which haunts my family. Poppy Lassilies. Oh, and there's the temptation. Okay, I thought that's what we were going to get from this. I could achieve experiences of an intensity few could imagine. The sensation victory. Okay, so we'll dream about it first. Let's pop that up here to remind us. And we'll, of course, talk to Poppy. My dear, I've been wanting to talk to you. Sometimes I fund scholars... Oh, her. I fund scholars of the invisible arts. I'd like to offer you my support, a substantial contribution, and all you need to do someday is to introduce me to someone else who will end matters properly. This is... This is the one that killed us. Because we didn't have a follower. That's so funny. We might take advantage of that later when we've got some people to give her. And we need some money. I'm gonna put this off to the side. It's just like, you know, we might explore that. Okay, so we have our first erudition. That's what I need, right? It was 2 eruditions to gain another reason. So let's study again. Shoot, I lost that. Oh, right. I need to talk about... Oh, can I work on this? No. I need to talk about the lore to get some followers. Despair is the wolf that devours thought. You have contentment. Oh, right, sorry. It's gonna suck in contentment. Okay, we're fine. The crowds asleep. Rumpled fields, the wink of a river, a tingling chill. Kind of want to keep this open. Nightmare, the cleansing dawn. The sun is rising, it won't spare me. It says, now I can slow off my flesh, patch by patch, tugging the tendons free like fibers picked from teeth. My skin lies like a shredded blanket. The sun heaves itself above the horizon with a triumphant battle yell. The light falls like acid on my naked bones. Pain will wake me, and my bones will ache for days, but the sun's words are etched on my bones. We've got this lore back. Intensity of Radiance. We've got our fascination, which we can use for painting. Our passion's exhausted for now, though. Here's the thing, if I go to talk about this lore, I won't have passion or reason to recruit them, to get them, like, interested. So light dews the skin and suffuses the air. This is an intensity of radiance. A 6th order influence. Haven't got to the point where I'm like summoning minions aside from like the only rites I've performed is getting people to join the cult. Can use that for painting though, if I remember correctly. So my memory's not the best, but that's gonna be gone. Can't use it in anything else for now. I should dream about the temptation though. And so I can change it by using some things, or dedicate myself to the Lord, the principle I seek. Is it Grail? Blood's dedication. I'll dedicate myself to the pursuit of sensation. Oh, fucking awesome. This probably brings it to the next level, right? Okay. Okay. We'll talk about lore when we have our passion or our reason back. Now, do I need... Yeah, so this is how I can get my first reason, and then I can get my third reason using the collection of essays. Yeah. Now, I don't have the lore to talk about, but you know what we should do is maybe hit up the auction house just to see if we can... if we can find something we might want to use. I mean, we don't need to buy it, so it's worth checking it out. I can't use health to... Yeah. I could interrogate her further with reason. I'd rather wait, though. Let's wait a bit. The Orchid Transfigurations, Volume 1. A 16th century alchemical fever dream attributed to Robert Flood, frequently banned for the disturbing allure of its illustrations. This is in the original Latin. Let's grab this. I've raised my hand. The auctioneer raps out an acknowledgement. Will anyone match me? I wonder if we need to put more money in sometimes. Oh, this one's written in Latin. Shoot. I don't know how. Maybe if we study it, we probably need, I don't know. If we study it, we might need something else to study it with. Or if we study it once, we might unlock the skill Latin. We have to study it again. Trembling in the air. We should be good, though. Oh, no. The fascination. That's good, actually. That's good. We can get some cool stuff through the visions. But this is not helping. I can't use that for anything. We're just gonna lose it. We got it. Does it give us any hints? Some books must be translated before they can be read. Does it? I don't know if that means we had to study it twice. Or maybe like certain followers can speak the language. Can it work at it? No. We almost have our passion back. Sadly, painting not gonna happen now. Let's keep checking this place out. Some words are best heard, some words are best tasted. That taste is on my tongue now, and I will never forget it. I've advanced a step towards a terrible ascension. Aha! I've dedicated myself to the immortal pursuit of sensation. Upgrade this card further to make a sensation victory possible. I must be a true initiate of the Mansis. I'll need to work with Grail aspect to make myself palatable to the Red Grail. So this is what we have in terms of Grail aspect. And maybe this will help us get more because it's, I don't know, it's red. Assuming there's a connection there. The Libretto, this is Apollo of Marsyas. The libretto of a lost opera concerning the contest between Apollo and Marsyas. Oops. And its tragic outcome. The librettist is identified only by their initials, RKNJL. Should we go for that? It's not in Latin. I do have a lot of money still. I have the lore back, so I should start speaking a bit. See if we can find some people that are also interested in Grail. Let's grab one more. So we have some stuff to study, to chew on. Yeah, so we need this way. We have the power. We've got the lore. It was passion, right, that you used? Or was it this? Let's wait. I've actually forgotten how I produced that last time. I think it was passion with lore of type knock. if I remember correctly, because it's a gate or a door, I think. Oh, we have another fascination. We have some time on that, though. We almost have our... I'm going to wait for our second reason. I want to keep this open for our follower. And we have our scholarship skill. And flesh with clever quotations for erudition. Let's start making some money. Clerical work again. I assume it's always the same job. That's the one thing I hope that they start. Like, this is supposed to be a living game that they're going to constantly add stuff to. I'd like to see more variety in, like, the locations you can find, the jobs you can get, how you rise in them, how you interact with the places. Because if it's always the same jobs you find, this game can start to get repetitive. Or even, like, different bosses that you have to handle in different ways to get rid of. Things like that. My Latin skills are too limited to read this book. I might be able to find a textbook or hire a tutor. Okay. A textbook. So maybe we can find one at the auction house? Wait, do I want to study anything? Let's wait for this to expire before we use one of these. I could study health, though. Yeah. Can unlock that skill. Glover and Glover position, yeah. So we found clerical work at Glover and Glover. Start at 8 sharp tomorrow morning. Our first real job. Where'd it go? Here it is. And we got our next book. I could spend a health to search. Fascination's still good. We could work one round at Glover and Glover. The scratching of pens, the sourness of dust, the sighing of the young Glover, the greedy gurgling of the elder. We can use our reason there. See if we can move up. We should move up. It should work in the same way. Bleak thoughts. And we sucked in the fascination here again. That's fine. I'm seeing things. Paintings whisper, windows wink. I know these things are not true, but how can I be certain? We'll be fine. Zoom in a little bit here. I could also dream about health. Just rest. We're gonna risk ourselves in exploration of the kingdoms of sleep. Hopefully we won't lose our health. They wanted passion. Come with me, an acquaintance says. Oh, I hope it's not just like a basic dude. Got our first vitality. Let's get our second one. Let's keep checking the auction house. Might as well. It doesn't take very long. 5 seconds. Gartside's Sanskrit Reader, a lucid book which outlines a careful path through the thicket of a vast and complex language. So we'll be able to read Sanskrit. Yes. Although we don't really need that now. We might it's like one of those things. We don't need it now. What's the point of buying it? You know what? I'm not going to. Does it take less time? No, it's always 30 seconds. So it's like 35 seconds when you do that. I keep saying it doesn't take very long, but it's always 35 seconds. Mr. Alden, the supervisor of records, has called me into his office to recognize my diligence. I watch the mole on his neck as he talks. So it is Mr. Alden again. See, it would be nice to lose different people each time. I have a promotion. My new position is better paid, and the desk stands by the street window, but I work directly for Mr. Alden now. Mr. Alden is known to be exacting. And we are also exacting. Let's get some people. Some good people. Okay. 59 seconds on the job. Let's wait a bit so we have one reason to spare. Working on the vitality. It's good. Jeez. Ah. So we might attract an adversary, but don't... Oh. See, I was going to say we don't have any mystique or whatever, but we're about to have some, won't we? But it looks like it might expire in 7.2 seconds. Moth influence. What's going on here? Early night. Good. 52.2 seconds. I'm safe for now. The meddler's attention must be elsewhere. A relief. Perfect. Oh, you get a glimmering. Dreams of curios, behind glass. In the display cases of the Impossible Museum, I always see an apple white as snow and hard as marble, a golden beetle in a stern box, a coy geometry waiting my touch, a black envelope bursting with spring, a brass opera box for instruments of record and measure, a storm in a tin. I always wake before I see the aisles end. So we've got one glimmering, so we should also start using our passion to get more passion. Another glimmering and then a second passion. Let's work our position again. I'm better paid than I was, but Mr. Alden has taken an interest in me. Mr. Alden is very particular. Mr. Alden likes things done just so. And Mr. Alden has never believed that I am qualified for this position. Aspect annoyance. I gotta keep an eye on these because it gives you some hints on how you can deal with the situation that you're in. Read more, one of you guys was suggesting. Even though I read a lot, I can always read more. So do I want to get this? I think not. I don't know. How many opportunities will I get? Let's do it. We have a lot of money. Old, unhappy, far-off things. Oh, that spawned something. Isn't that strange? Stack this. Move this over a bit. We've got our first Mystique. Got our lore back. And Leo. We met Leo. Leo is an earnest sword with an interest in the occult. He hangs on your hints about the invisible arts. Okay, let's talk to him. Found a mystical organization. Here's someone I might work with, a companion or a follower, but first I must give them something to follow. Society, fidelity, an order, cult. Let's work with him on that. We found someone who's interested in the same mysteries that we're interested in on the auction. Now we're going to found a belief about searching through those mysteries to find some unknown truths. Researching is the thing that I need to do now with these books to get different types of lore so I can find the way so I can continue my dedication to exploring all the sensations that I can. It seems like a connection here, right, between the club and the sensation dedication. Tradition and compulsion, old, new, or both together. So we're gonna go with a red secret. And this is gonna be a Grail-oriented sensation. Is I don't know. It's red. It feels a bit Grail. What does it say for Grail? Hunger, lust. Yeah. Sensation feels like lust and hunger, or hust and lunger. The principle of the Grail honors both the birth and the feast. Nothing reminds me more of sensation than that. An occult society dedicated to the mysteries of birth, blood, and appetite. I don't think I've found this cult before, so this is going to be cool. It's the Order of the Bloody Cup. Beautiful. But we also got a notoriety. I have begun my true work. The authorities will take an interest in it. I must be ready for them. Leo, let's work together. Oh, we have 2 fascinations in here already. So if we get a third... we'll lose ourselves completely. So we need to not generate fascination for a bit, if I'm reading that correctly. Maybe I'm not, though. Okay. Just trying to think of what I want to do next. I think I just want to study this stuff to get different types of lore. And, the other thing that we're going to be doing is recruiting Leo if we can. But for now, I should do this vitality. I'm abrim with vitality. If I devote some time to exercise, I'll benefit. I personally have been devoting a lot of time to exercise as well lately, so I understand. Glimmering's still good. We can use that. We only have the one passion, though. I was thinking I could dream about health again and see if we can get another glimmering. Might as well. We're not using it right now anyways. Oh. A half-glimpsed wistfulness has touched me. This is what we use to paint. I keep forgetting, like... It's restlessness, not fascination. So we could do that. It's an option. We would only have... we'd have to do it right away, and we'd have to do something with the job. Yes. Exotic cravings, my favorite kind. It should take up the dedication, right? Sweet. I'm curious to see what's gonna happen with that. A pledge of devotion. The hour we will serve demands that our passions are devoted to its purpose. I must give of myself. Must give our passion. There it is. Work overtime. I do not believe that you have properly understood the importance of our work here. This task will require your full attention. Well, we've got plenty of reason to give him. I always find it so funny that, like, we're giving up our reason in order to work this menial job. Rings so true, doesn't it? We need to do something with these. The Grail's touch. The Grail's wonderful tides move in me. It is almost time to perform the work and begin the changes, but I must have enough Grail aspect. Exploration might find more. Oh. Okay. Oh, right. It's gonna find more lore that has Grail aspect is what it's hinting at. It's restlessness. Aspect Forge. Fire, I once read, is the winter that warms and the spring that consumes. So this transforms. And it also has Lantern and Grail. We could maybe use one of these in our ceremony to get Leo on board. Yeah, we'll have time. Is there anything that's expiring? The Glimmering. 112 seconds. We're good. Okay, am I missing anything? I could go back to the auction house. The War of the Roads, 1450 to 1580, the censored edition. Willis Ford describes the War of the Roads, an event in a history other than our own, in detail, but numerous pages have been removed. Shoot. The name of the publisher is blacked out, and an ominous slip stapled to the cover explains that Willis Ford has been excised. I'm very intrigued. I wonder if you can get the uncensored version, or if we, like, when we study it, we find out more. My first recruit. A cult with one member is only an unusual habit. I must have a recruit. Oh, that's right. We start with Leo. Yeah. What was this thing again? Interest in the occult. He hangs on your hints about the invisible arts. This seems like a pretty good first recruit. Excited to join. Now, this restlessness is about to end, and it's going to turn into, not dread, but the thing before dread, right? Starting to make money. Work is acceptable to Mr. Alden. I don't have any passion, so I actually cannot paint right now. I don't have any lore to speak of to find new people. That's got to be the next thing that I do when I get this health. I don't know. I feel like this is kind of a waste of time to do right now because we already have a bunch of health. If anything, I should have used the glimmering to get more passion. We already had a strong physique, I believe. Am I going to be able to use this? Hopefully I'll get a glimmering here. It looks like we're getting... oh, it's a nightmare, so we're going to get dread, and these are going to turn to dread. It's despair that's the next step, that's right. And I believe... that's not good. This should expire, though. 6.3 seconds. Before this does... I can't use the restlessness, so I'm gonna go ahead and work the job. I have an extra reason. Shoot! The solidity of the everyday banishes phantoms. I tether myself to the everyday. Each dread quells one oh, the dread, it's good. It quells the fascination. God, that's so confusing. So, that's pretty cool. This is the way to get rid of dread. Yeah, okay, this has happened before, but I've just forgotten about it. And these are the visions. So this other dread's gonna get sucked up too, right? Because it says here that each dread quells one fascination. We have 2 fascination in here, so it should... this dread should quell the next fascination. Okay. Oh, someone's really interested in this. Someone's matched our bid. Well, you've got me intrigued. Let's do it. Here we go. Our rise begins. I have founded my cult. This is a step to greater power. Order of the Bloody Cup. Sweet. And we have our first believer in Leo. Here's our headquarters. Just throw my dedication here. Okay. Oh man, I kind of understand this game now. You know, it's cool to be lost. I like that sensation. That's actually one of the things I really like about games. I'm a really big fan of Bloodborne and the Dark Souls games, and that's one of the things I love about them is if you don't know anything about those games, you go into those worlds and they don't really explain anything but like some very basic mechanics. You feel lost, right? And you're like, you have this sensation that you're in a dream. This game had that. And it still has that a bit because there's still a lot of things that I don't quite get. But now I'm starting to get an understanding, and I feel like I know how to like play the game and like how to get things done instead of just spinning my wheels. And the one thing that I have learned is like not to just use everything all the time. It's good to wait and not always be dreaming or not always be studying. There's some things that you just want to wait. You want to wait on the next step before you... you need all the components before you do the thing, right? That's the one thing that took me a while to grasp, but I think I'm getting it now. I think I'm going to wrap up this first episode here. I'm really excited that we have a new cult. I was so excited I didn't read about it. Order of the Bloody Cup. An occult society dedicated to the mysteries of birth, blood, and appetite. And temporary headquarters is the same. Does it say Grail veneration? This organization venerates the principle called Grail, which we call upon in the name of the Red Grail herself, and the sister and witch, among others. I'm excited. This is Luckless Lovelocks III signing off for now, and I love you all. Just give me your blood for the cup.